Hey, what's going on everyone? In today's video I'm going to be doing a review of my Swatch Sistem51 that I picked up a couple of weeks ago. I actually did an unboxing of this watch. I'll put a link down below in the description if you want to check that one out as well. And I'll also put a link down below if you want to find this online. So I picked mine up from my local Swatch store in Melbourne. It cost me close to $200, I think it was $199 to be exact, and I'd actually had my eye on this watch for quite some time. I first saw this on a Houdinki video, a YouTube video. If you haven't checked out the Houdinki YouTube channel, subscribe to that channel because it's just amazing if you're into watches. So anyway, I was watching one of those talking watches videos, and he was speaking with a Michelin star chef, and he had all these like $1,000 watches, and then at the end of his collection he had this exact same model, the white version, with the minimalist face, and he was just going on about how much he loved this watch. And since then I was pretty much hooked on this watch instantly, but I didn't pull the trigger for another few months. So I'll jump ahead and start this review. So my initial impressions when I first picked up this watch was that it's incredibly light. So I've always worn like kind of stainless steel Seikos and things like this, and they I never thought they were heavy, but when compared to this they do feel heavy, as this is a complete rubber and plastic construction. So as far as the aesthetics of the watch, I just love the design of this. It's super simple, super minimalist, and I think they actually have put a lot of thought into this. So the first thing I noticed, well, not one of the first things, but it took me a while to pick up on this, was that the dots on the front of the face, at first I thought they were meaningless, but once you flip over the watch to the open case back of the movement, you can actually tell that these dots are actually mirroring the jewels for what they're holding in the actual movement. So I thought that was a really nice touch, and I'm not sure if this is on purpose, but some of the main kind of dots on the face, they're almost aligned to kind of certain points on the watch for reference, so it's easier to tell time. So it's just these minor subtleties that I've picked up on this watch that just make me love it even more. So another kind of thing I picked up on when I first started wearing this watch was that it's incredibly loud. So I did hear in some articles and some videos that it was very loud, but it wasn't until I first started wearing it like on a daily basis, and within the first couple of minutes of wearing it I picked up on this noise coming from the watch. Just the ticking in general, being an automatic, it is relatively smooth, but there is some kind of pretty I don't know what the word is, kind of some abrasive noise almost for the movement itself and the ticking. So it did take me like a week to get used to this, because it is pretty loud. I'll put some samples in this video just with my microphone pretty close to the movement, so you can tell what it's like, and I'll compare it to my Seiko SKX, which is also an automatic watch, so you can see the difference in the kind of noise that's outputted from these two watches. But apart from that, that's the only kind of grudge I'd say I'd have against this watch, but in saying that, it's not really a grudge because this watch is kind of, it's pretty revolutionary when you look into the details. It's the first ever automatic movement that's been made without human hands. So they've completely automated the production line, so it's completely made by robots. And as the name suggests, System 51, it's made from 51 moving parts. So in that regard, it's really revolutionary. So I do have to give it some leeway as far as, any imperfections with the watch. And this is only a first generation, so I'm really looking forward to what Swatch will do in the coming years. Even when I was in the Swatch store itself, I could see the newer generation of styles. They did have the exact same movement, but you could see kind of the way that they were heading towards with more kind of luxury style looking watches, but still having that Swatch look and that affordable price tag, which I think is really good for people that are looking to get into watches and they want an automatic movement. So I think that's it's a really positive sign for the automatic watch movement in general. So moving on to some other things of this watch is that it's really good to just wear on every day today. So I wear this to the gym, I wear this to the beach, I wear this at work, so it's really like an everyday watch, I'd say. So I usually go for everyday watches because it means I can buy less and wear them more often. So I'd say this definitely falls into that category. And also, I did notice last week while I was out drinking in the evening that the watch actually have lume, which I wasn't expecting. So that kind of did catch me by surprise, but actually after looking at the handles, it is kind of obvious. You do have the purple and orange handle, and when you do look at the tips of each handle, you do see some white framing. So I'm a bit of a watch noob, but if you are a bit more kind of experienced, you can most probably pick up that was lume. So the actual brightness of the lume isn't like a Seiko or any other kind of more luxurious brand, but it's not too bad. It does kind of give you some extra assistance while reading your watch at night, so that is a nice touch that I wasn't expecting. So, overall, this is a really fantastic watch. I love the open case back. I reckon that's a really nice touch. And while wearing my Seiko SKX, I was very addicted to turning the outer ring of the watch. When I was a bit bored or I would just find myself doing it unconsciously, I would just be turning that ring, whenever I was doing anything pretty much. And I found that with this Swatch watch, I'm also kind of just twerking my wrist, because you do get that kind of instant gratification of hearing the movement in the back, because it is quite loud and you can hear that rotor moving as well. So that's kind of a nice little weird touch that I picked up on while using this watch. So one other thing I'll address about this watch that I came across a few times before purchasing it was that some people are saying, why would you purchase a $200 hermetically sealed watch, which means you can't service the watch at any time, so it's completely sealed. So why would you buy this as opposed to, a really solid Seiko automatic watch for a similar price point? And having both of these watches, having the Seiko and the Swatch, I would say that, you're paying for the new technology pretty much. So, when the first iPhone came out, it was pretty sluggish, it was pretty slow, it wasn't perfect, but you were paying for that kind of exclusivity of that new technology. So I think if you're into new tech or, kind of mechanical movements, then just owning this watch is kind of just, it just feels good to be part of this new wave of technology for watches. So yeah, I'm not sure how long this watch is going to last. Swatch does give a 2-year manufacturer's warranty for the movement, so you do get some peace of mind there. But looking long term, I'm not sure exactly how long it lasts. If it even lasts 5 years, I'll still be extremely happy, because even wearing this 2 weeks, I'm still really thrilled with my purchase. So if I get that amount of life out of it, I'll be extremely happy. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to what Swatch will do in the future for their System51 watches. And like I said, I'll put a link down below in the description if you want to learn more about this watch. If you'd like to see more watch videos or more videos about the System51, please let me know in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.